Once upon a time, there was a young man named Alex. He was 22 years old and he lived in a small town. His life was simple, maybe even too simple. Every day felt the same: wake up, go to work, come home, sleep, repeat. Alex wanted something more. He wanted adventure. He wanted to feel alive. One evening, after a long day, he opened his laptop and saw cheap tickets to Dublin, Ireland. He didn't think twice. Within minutes, he bought one. A few weeks later, he packed his backpack, said goodbye to his family, and boarded the plane. It was his first trip alone. When Alex arrived in Dublin, the air was fresh and the streets were full of music and voices. He saw old stone buildings, colorful pubs, and people laughing in the rain. He felt nervous, but also free. On his first day, he decided to walk around the city. He visited Trinity College, where he saw the famous library with thousands of old books. The smell of history filled in the air. Then he walked to the river Liffey, where the water reflected the city lights. He took photos, smiled, and felt proud of himself. But soon his trip started to change. That evening, as he explored the busy streets, Alex lost his wallet. All his money, his ID, and his credit card gone. He felt panic rising in his chest. He was alone in a foreign country and he didn't know what to do. He went into a small cafe, sat down, and held his head in his hands. A kind waitress noticed him and asked if he was okay. Alex explained his situation in a shaky voice. The woman smiled and said, "Don't worry, Dublin takes care of travelers." She gave him a free cup of hot tea and told him about a local hostel where he could stay cheaply until he figured things out. The next morning, Alex went to the police station to report his wallet. On the way, he got lost in the narrow streets of Dublin. But while he was lost, something amazing happened. He heard the sound of a guitar. Following the music, he found a group of street performers singing Irish folk songs. He stopped to listen. Their music was full of life and energy, and for the first time since losing his wallet, he felt hope again. Later that day, Alex made friends at the hostel. There was Maria from Spain, Liam from Canada, and Aisling, a local Irish student. They invited him to join them for dinner. They ate fish and chips, shared stories, and laughed together. Alex realized that even though he had problems, he was not truly alone. Over the next few days, Alex explored more of Dublin with his new friends. They visited Dublin Castle, walked in Phoenix Park, and even took a bus to the coast to see the ocean waves crash against the cliffs. He learned how to enjoy life, even with little money. One night, while sitting in a pub with live music, Alex thought about everything that had happened. He had lost his wallet, but he had found something more important: courage, friendship, and a new way to see the world. When his trip ended, Alex returned home with no souvenirs, no fancy gifts, but with memories that would last forever. Dublin had taught him that problems can turn into opportunities, and getting lost can lead to beautiful discoveries. And from that day on, Alex was never afraid to travel alone again.